Hi everyone, it's Mr. Alan Forex here, and today I thought we'll do something slightly different today. So obviously still looking at trading robots, and as you see on the screen here, I'm looking at the Metatrader marketplace. So Quantum Emperor is the top selling trading robot right now for both the MT5 and the MT4 marketplace. And the way it works is the more sales it gets, the higher in the rank that it goes, and so when we see a popular robot, is always it always pays dividends to take heed and see what's going on. So today I thought let's try and do a deep dive into this trade robot to really take a look to see what's under the hood and see if we can work out how this thing works. So clicking on this to look at the product description, there is a live signal, 17%. So it's only been running 2 months. So it is pretty new. But I also want to show you how I take a look and how I run through tests so that you can do this yourself. So obviously all this stuff is great. It's good to also read to see what it's about. It runs on the pound-dollar pair in the hourly time frame, as you can see, and it gives you some other conditions as well. 250 pip stop loss, it says, 1 hour charts, all this kind of stuff. So great. I mean, it's fantastic. Selling like hotcakes. It's selling for, over $1,000 or $1,100 almost. I think it's gone up another 100 because when I last looked at this, probably last week it was 999. It's gone up, which means it's selling, and loads of reviews, loads of positive reviews, some comments as well. So if you do want to test this for yourself, first up is run your terminal. It doesn't matter if you use the MT4 or MT5. I prefer MT5 because it's newer and it has more options. And all you need to do is, if you go into this window here, if you don't see this, it's literally the, if you go Tools, MQL Market, that should give you this. And then if you go to the top one, or any of these ones, one thing which I do recommend is before you buy anything, always download a demo and run tests on it, and that doesn't cost you anything. So here it is. You click on it. I've already installed it, but what you can do is if you see, I can update the demo. I'm not going to update it because I'm not sure what the updates are. I've already looked at this and I want to be able to talk through what I've found so far with it. But if you click on this for the first time, you should see download demo is probably this one here. And once you've downloaded it, you just hit the test, and that will take you to this. And then it will just appear here. And then you can run it as a normal back test so you can see what's going on. Obviously, it says to run this on the pound-dollar, which I have here. H1 time frame, which I have here. I'm going to run it from 2021. Obviously, you can run it from whenever you want, as far back as possible if you like. Doesn't really matter. And all the other settings, $1,000 and leverage. I always look at the inputs. Input sometimes gives you an indication as to what it's doing and what we'll be doing. One thing I do see here is it says box start, box end, which immediately makes me think that this is trading a breakout of the box. And if you're not familiar with box trading, what this means, it will take the highest and lowest points between these time frames. So between 3 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock in the morning, and obviously depending on the time zone. I'm not sure which time zone this is referring to, but most likely to be the time zone. This is a GMT +2 server here. I believe this is IC Markets, and what it will do is it will literally plot the lowest point and its highest point of what the price has been doing between these time frames, and it will buy if it goes above the box or sell if it goes below it. Cancel opposite orders, so that says to me that it's going to place pending orders on both sides of the box. Buys obviously if it goes north of the box, and sell trades if it goes south of the box. And cancel opposite trades means if one of them hits, it will cancel the other orders. Okay, so you've got medium risk levels, and so this is different risk level, which I presume just means the different lot sizes it will trade. So I'll keep it on standard. I'll keep everything the same as well. These don't really tell me anything. Trade Friday, so it will. You have the option to not trade on Fridays. You can also not have the option to trade on non-farm payroll days. And then the other thing is the recovery settings. So this is like the martingale if it sees losing trades, it will open trades at a larger lot size to try and recover the loss. Obviously, that can be quite dangerous, but let's wait and see. So if you want to run a test, best thing is turn on the visual mode. That will let you see what's actually happened with the trade. It will walk through the chart and it will place the orders as you can see them. So let's do that. You click on Start. And if you look at the bottom here, it's already opened. Click on that. You should see the chart moving and you should see trades opening and closing. And that will show you what it's actually doing using historical data. Let's wait for the update. So sometimes if it says waiting for update, it's because it's downloading the historical data. And there you are. So you can see it's downloading historical data. I'd like to click on Journal, Operations, History. In History, you'll see trades opening and closing. There you go. I can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it. Every time I see something, I'm going to pause it. You can see this is the lower end of well, what I mean is this is the lowest of the bars between 3 a.m. and 11 a.m. I think if we zoom out, you should be able to see them both. And if you can't, it's maybe because it's just too high up. But let's just keep running, and I should be able to see this. I want to pause it when I see depending orders open on both sides. So now we're going to have to wait again for now we have to wait until it gets past 11 a.m. again to form the box before those pending orders are open. So you can see it's 1 o'clock and it's 3 o'clock now. It shouldn't take too long before it gets up. So pause it. So here we are. So what it's done is between 3 a.m. and 11, so that's around here and here. You see, taking the top, it's got buy stop, and there's a sell stop. And what is interesting is if you maximize this, so you can see this a bit more clearly. I'll get rid of these without, oops, they're gone now. Where's it gone? Here we are. So you can see sell stop is here. This is the take profit, and if we zoom out, perhaps we'll see the take profit for the other trade. So there should be obviously, yeah, they're at the top. You can't see them all carefully, you can't see them all properly, but obviously there's a sell stop, there's a target, and then there's a buy stop with the stop here and the target up there, and you can get a feel as to, this is the annoying thing about the strategy test of visualization. You can't actually measure the distance. If you can measure this distance, and then you can measure this distance as well, so you see that clearly there are actually the stop loss is 2,500, which is 250 points stop, which is what it said actually in the product description, and there's a take profit, which is for the sell stop. That's 100 pip. So it's looking for 100 pip target versus a minus 250 pip stop loss. The other thing which I wanted to show you is, okay, so the other thing I want to show you is if you look at the trade, not the history shows the closed trades. If you look at the current open orders, you'll see that there are, so this is 11 o'clock, which we know about. It said place the order at 11 o'clock. There are 3 buy trades, so 3 buy stop trades, and then also 3 sell stop trades. So it's basically putting on 6 trades at any one time, and should one of these ones hit, it will cancel out the others. So let's see if we can see that. Let's see if any of these ones hit. And we also saw in the input, I'm not sure if I had highlighted that, but it did show in the input that there is a closed pending order. So at 9:30 p.m., any orders which haven't been triggered will be closed. Okay, so let's click on play. Let's see if let's zoom in so I can. Where's the price? The price is here. So obviously these are it's a buy stop up here, sell stop. Assuming one of these ones hit, it should get rid of the other pending orders. So assume it doesn't hit 9:30. Let's see what happens. So it's bouncing in between. Here we are. Okay, so here we are. You see that it hit the buy stop, and then it cancelled the sell stop orders, and then it's also hit the target. So if we now go to history, you can see these trades. So these are the ones which is sold. So as it bought, it's sold to close the trade, and it's made, well, obviously wasn't a 100 pip target. It's made so 19, so 13619, 13712. Okay, so we can see that it's done. It's triggered this trade. It's bought it at 1.36112. It's closed it at 13619. So it's only closed this in seven. There's a 7 pip profit here, even though the target was a lot higher. So this must mean it's some. It's either. Well, we'll see when we close a few more trades. Let's look at this one here. So this one's a sell. 67. Okay, this is 17 pip profit on these ones. That's why these ones are bigger, and these ones were a lot smaller. So it must be doing some kind of trailing stops. As soon as it hits, it's trailing the stop to stop it going the other way. So yeah, that's in a nutshell what we're seeing. So it is just it's not all that complicated. It's just a box breakout system, but it's charging itself out at over $1,000, and we haven't still not seen all the intelligence of this yet, but it is opening and closing 3 trades at a time. Let's keep going. Let's see what happens. See if we can glean anything more from this. So it's now 4 o'clock, so obviously nothing can happen until the early morning, so let's speed this up a little bit. Oh, it went too fast. Let's pause it, let's see what happened here. So we had another, what happened here? Did it open and close? It looked like it opened. What's happened to this trade? I went too fast and I missed it, which is annoying, but you should be able to scroll down here and see what happened. I'm not actually sure what happened there, because we've already seen these two. Keep going. Give it a hit pause next time. So this is your 3, that's 4. Let's see, get to 11. We should get the buy stop and sell stop, top and bottom of the range. So 9 o'clock now. Coming up to, this must be the weekend because nothing's happening. Here we are, it's paused. So here we are, it's top and bottom. Take profit for the sell stop. This is obviously the stop loss for the buy stop if it hits that one. Let's see what goes on here. So right, it's broken that. It's broken the sell stop. It's got rid of the pending buy stop orders, and is aiming for this target. Now we know, like we saw last time, it won't get all the way down here unless it drops like a stone, and we're expecting to see trailing stops here. So let's see. Here we are. So you can see actually the trades running. You can see where they opened. This is the actual the worst case scenario stop loss 138. That's 250 pips above where we've entered, and this is the take profit. Play. So you can see the prices up and down, profit and losses going up and down. Let's see where it takes there. It's taking profit. You see that? history. Here we are. Actually, the previous ones were these three, weren't they? Yep. And now it's these three here. So it's sold. This was a buy to get out. So it's sold at 64, 55. So 7 pip profit here. So it's going for small pips, but 3 of them each time. And that's how this works. We've not seen the recovery yet, and I don't know. In fact, the only way to do that without burning too much time in the video is if you come out of this. Okay, so we're back here. If we take this off, it will just run through. It will just zip through the back testing. It won't show you the visuals. You won't see it happening in real time, but it will just show you the graph for the profits, and that towards the end, you can also actually see all the logs, and that's what we want to see. So this is what it's looking like. See this bit of drawdown. It does recover. So this is from 2021 to present date. Well, not present date, it's a month ago. It's the 7th today, actually. And here, just let this run. You see this big loss here. It's recovering. We took, so 2021, maybe around mid-June. It took 2 months later before it recovered. So this is almost, it doesn't look a lot in when you're testing a couple of years in one chart, but this is a good 2 months of trading to recover. Once again, another one. Yeah, big drop. Put the mouse over the points to see how long it's going to take before it gets to where it needs to get to. So all these greens are the drawdowns. I think it did say that it does trade what's called auto lots. So as the account grows bigger, it will trade bigger and bigger. That's why you're kind of seeing this exponential looking chart. And there's another big one, big loss from there to there. So it went from 3,082 to 2,000, almost a 10% drop. So it loses, there's a good 10% drop. It's also good, always good to know how often do you see these. So these are quite spaced well apart. Then you see one, and you see another one here. You don't want to see too many of these happening. It just tells you that it tells you market conditions are changing, and your trading bot is not able to perform. But this long stretch here, so that's looking good. Big long stretch, almost towards the end of our back test. So it's done. So then what you do is you go to back test, gives you all the information with regards to the back test. You don't see all the placement of the orders. So if you right click, go to reports, go to HTML, and just save it somewhere. I saved this already, but let's run it again. And then it will show you all the stuff you saw before, but what you don't see is now you see all the trades. The funny thing about MT5 is the first one, it just shows you all the orders, and then if you go halfway down, you see that the orders, that doesn't tell you the price and how much profit is made. If you scroll down, and what I'm looking for is a column which shows profit. So you can also look at the trade order. So 8,000. When it starts from 1 again, you know that you've reached. It's gone blank. So here we are. So yeah, here we are. It's gone low numbers. So just scroll up a little bit further up until you get to 0. Here we are. So they're the orders with profit and loss. So you see, it starts with 1,000. 3 here, 3 here. These are 3 wins together, and nothing, nothing, nothing. And so everything you see is always in groups of 3. So every time you make profit, what I'm keen to see is the recovery function kick in. And let's see if we can see any losses. Okay, so there's one loss here. So this is not a big loss, and it's the funny thing is it seems to be isolated. It wasn't isolated one. Usually you get groups of 3, so I can't make head or tails of what's happening on here. Let's look for the. Let's see if we can find the big. Here we are. This is the big, relatively big. Considering every profit is 1.5, 8 minus 18 on 1 is large, but I'm not seeing the recovery kick in yet. Okay, so we've got that minus 18. Let's see. Okay, we've got another. That's minus 8. I saw where that just went somewhere. I want to see a big chunky loss. 16, because we're not seeing any recovery. Oh, maybe it's this one here. Here we are. We've got some 0.2s. So everything's a 0.1, and suddenly we have some 0.2s. 0.02, I mean. Now I don't know whether that's part of the auto lot function, because it does trade the auto lot function as the account gets bigger. So we scroll down. That's still 0.1. So maybe it's 0.2 was the recovery. Let's see if we can see any more losses here. Here's more losses. So here we are. 3, 4 losses. Okay, there's a recovery here. And a recovery. This must be the recovery trades. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So without breaking this down and without looking at this in more detail, it's hard to see how that works. But I'm suspecting what is happening is if you get the first 3, you get the trades, the group of 3 trades being a loss, the next set of 3 trades are at the higher size of 0.02, so double to make up for the loss. We've not seen 2 concurrent losses, so it may be that if you do get 2 concurrent losses, you may get 0.01, and then when you get a loss, the next set of trades are then 0.02, and if you get a loss again, then 0.04 to recover. But I don't think we do see a case where there are 2 sets of concurrent losses. I'm just quickly trying to scroll down here to look for losses. Looking at this column here, I'm seeing small numbers, but I want to see some big numbers, some big losses. Maybe I can't. There's too many. But sometimes you can just scroll to the top, and it may tell you what the biggest loss is, and maybe you can search under that. It's the largest loss, minus 50. So then perhaps Control F to do a search. 50.04. Obviously you find that one, and then find the next one. Scroll down. Okay, so that's not that one. Oh, here we are. So here we are. So I think this is where we've got some concurrent losses. So this is a 0.02. Yeah, and there we are. We had them trades at 0.03. So these would be the ones to try to recover, I think. It doesn't make any sense because it obviously hasn't recovered. It made some bigger gains back than normal, but it hasn't completely recovered. There's good 100, 150, 200, 218 to 220 pounds of profit, which is, if you're looking at $3,000 account, that's 8% or something, an 8% loss, just this bunch of trades, and then it made some attempt to recover, but nowhere near the loss. Just need to look at this in a bit more detail, but that seems to be the crux of how it works. It will take those losses, as we saw, a good 10% loss, try a partial recovery, but not quite. But because it does target a small number of pips, and another one here with the orange bars. So maybe that is the max loss you're going to see. Scroll down to another 50. So So yeah, these ones here, these dips that are quite visible. So I bought 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4 during the time. Yeah, but yeah, to be honest, it's done pretty well. Good profit factor 3.76. It is quite a straightforward system for what you're paying. Over $1,000. It is a box breakout system which you can easily replicate, and even find public domain trading robots which do the same thing. But where it's a little bit special is in the recovery, I guess, and also in the trailing stop, which is allowing it to capture profits before they go the other way. And obviously, many profits, many wins, soon all adds up. So yeah, that's the video. It is quite long. We did go into a bit more detail. I'm not sure if you like this kind of a more in-depth analysis, but I mean, this is what I will look at day to day, and generally my videos, I do summarize it and simplify it somewhat, but I know some of you have asked for something a bit more detailed and a bit more detail into how I look at my reviews and trading robots, and what I look out for. So hope you found it useful, and any questions, please do feel free to drop them in the this video description box below, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you.